Hey guys, head on a Spike here with another custom minifigure video today for you. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build HK-47. This is going off of continuing my attempt at building every single KOTOR 2, that is Knights of the Old Republic 2, minifigure from the Knights of the Old Republic 2 video game. I did this a while ago for KOTOR 1, and it was a lot of fun. It was a big challenge, and now I'm going to try to do it with KOTOR 2. And the thing about HK-47 here is that he was actually in both games. And when my first attempt for KOTOR 1 with this figure, I did it, and it was alright. I was not very happy with it. I think I'm a lot happier with this version. This is like Mark II HK-47. So I figured, why not try to attempt with him again, now that I'm doing the sequel to the games. To the first game, that is. So, here we go. How you build this beloved droid that everyone is so very fond of, if you know KOTOR and the KOTOR universe, is the most important part you need is the Iron Drone Devastator minifigure. This is from Exo-Force. I didn't know this figure even existed back when I first attempted to build HK-47, and then I just kind of stumbled across it, and I was like, oh my god, this thing would look so good as HK-47 if I just made a few minor adjustments. I can't think of any other possible minifigure ever made by LEGO that could feasibly be better looking and closer and more accurate than this character right here, this minifigure. And they're very cheap, surprisingly, on eBay. I found like 4 of these guys for just 20 bucks, which is a really good deal. It even came with one of the silver ones, which I'll make in another video about in the future. You'll see for what for. But in the meantime, I'm just showing you how to make HK-47. So yeah, number one thing you need is the Iron Drone minifigure from Exo-Force. Then, what I did was, because HK-47 is kind of an older droid, kind of an older model, I removed the bronze arms that he originally came with. These old things. See how they're kind of shiny? I was like, that's cool and all, and you could just keep them the way they are, but I was like, let's go the extra mile and make them brown instead of copper, because HK-47 is kind of an older droid, kind of rusty. You know, you gotta go across the galaxy trying to find his pieces in both games, and he's not brand spanking new. That's kind of his deal. He's an older model of this HK series, so I figured he shouldn't have as much shininess as, like, you know, a brand new droid would, like an HK-50, for example, which you also fight in those games. The second one, that is. So, I removed the copper, made them brown, kept the same hands. You could actually find some brown wrench hands, but they're extremely uncommon. They're only in a handful of sets, pretty expensive sets. If you have them, though, by all means, use brown instead of gray. Gray is a lot more common, and that's actually what these figures already came with, so I just kind of was like, sure, leave them. And, you know, HK-47 has his paint chipping off as well, and sometimes you see some gray on him as well, so I was like, it's not too big of a deal if his hands are gray or brown. But if you have brown, go for it. I did give him some 1x2 brown platforms to make him a little bit taller. I think this also goes well with matching the arms, because it's, again, not quite copper, so it's like kind of rusted, it's kind of older, and it just adds to him to like make him look taller than most minifigures, because he's a very tall droid in the game. I think he's taller than most of the characters, actually. So that's why I gave him these just regular old 1x2 jumper piece. You could use like the 1x2 regular flat pieces, but I figured like the jumpers kind of stick in better, so they're just easier to work with. And these legs are pretty fragile. I told you I had 4 of these guys, but the problem is when I was like dismantling one just to like learn how the pieces work, it like totally snapped in half. It was all brittle, just like that video I made for you guys a while ago about you know, maroon, dark red torsos and dark red legs, how they get stuck and they break and they get brittle and they suck. It's kind of the same case, the same story with these Devastator Iron Drone droids. Unfortunately, LEGO did not put their highest standards when they made these guys. It's kind of the same problem with the Super Battle droids. They just kind of snap in half sometimes. They just break, and it really sucks. There's no way to fix it. You just got to buy another one and hope for the best for the next batch. So, the last thing I can say about it are the eyes. Now, these eyes are really cool, and they work really well for HK-47. how they work is, I have a second one here. It's like a little Technic piece, like a little cross that you can actually stick inside. Since I have a second one, I can show you, because it's a little bit of a pain to take out. So that's what I don't want to do with my other one. But I have this other one here where you can like put it in. And so the problem is when you stick it in, it looks good. It's good and bad. It's good because like look how great that makes the eyes red. It looks really great that way. But it has this thing sticking out, which is annoying. So you could do something like this and like get like one of these pieces and like kind of like, you know, cover it. But then it has like a giant, you know, Chieti-Mundi horizontal head, and that looks stupid. So I was just like, well, I guess you just kind of have to, you know, deal with it and just not have that in there. So either, you know, you could just have him with no eyes, so then it's not sticking out, but then it looks like he's like, you know, offline. So again, I just go back to the other option, the first option, which I already had, which was just leaving it in because it's red, because he has red eyes, and just having that little nub sticking out and just kind of be annoyed by that for the rest of your life. But, you know, there's bigger problems in the world to worry about. So, I still think overall, this is a much better attempt than the first version of HK-47 which I had, which is basically just EV-99 from the old Jabba's Palace set from 2003, which not a lot of people have anyway. And this looks a lot better, I think. It looks a lot more like HK-47, the shaping, the bulkiness, the tallness, the ability to like hold a gun, because EV-99 wasn't able to do that very well either. And the red eyes look way cooler than just having like a minifigure head with yellow eyes, so I thought this was a lot better. So that's going to do it for this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you dig this, and keep an eye out for more costumes, and keep an eye out for more videos specifically for KOTOR 2. Alrighty then, head on a spike out.